Hey guys, and welcome to another video. Now, this video is gonna cover like 7 topics. I'm gonna try to finalize everything here because I don't want to be like known as the guy who's over here making 18 different bow videos and trying to milk a situation or be like, oh, pick me or whatever it might be. But I do want to go and say some kind of big picture things and kind of maybe try to reel some people back to as well. Because for the past few days, there has been so much conversation, and a lot of it was around me, which I'm not used to, especially in like the VTubing sphere, especially in like this like content creator sphere on YouTube, because I kind of usually like to do my own thing on Twitch and do my own thing on YouTube, like my other YouTube account. I'm not usually someone who is inserted into drama so much, and for some odd reason, the past like few weeks on my channel, I just kind of randomly did. Like I made a few bow videos, and this was kind of like, this is kind of how it ramped up. This whole situation kind of ramped up. But I was also doing things like with the Miskiff situation, and I just kind of ended up here in this quote-unquote drama sphere. I'm not really sure exactly why, but I just was like, hey, it might be kind of fun to talk about some random stuff ongoing over here. And that's kind of like what this whole purpose of this channel was, just videos I want to talk about. I'm a Twitch streamer, obviously, so I'm kind of used to this whole like creator sphere and like what people say, etc. So I wasn't really sure what I was doing. I've only been doing this for around 2 months or so. So I, because of that, had a few people as well kind of make comments about this situation. Not many. I will be fully honest with you guys 100%. And kind of said that the whole entire situation was like, and kind of why I even had to come out with my whole entire story was I was like cloudy or, you know, trying to insert myself into a situation, etc. when it comes to this. So I want to kind of really quickly elaborate on why that happened and also kind of explain that right now the situation got really weird. Now, I keep on saying I don't want to be known as a victim. I feel like I've actually been very blessed by having a chance to be able to process this all. I've had great friends who have helped me. I've had great female friends who have helped me. And at the end of the day, I think this whole situation kind of spiraled out of control. Same with Bao, who we'll talk about throughout this video. Same with everyone else involved in the situation. And probably even same with me. Like, did I have to go and say all this type of stuff? I would say no. But at the end of the day, I've seen so many hundreds, if not thousands of men who have supported the message of what I had to go and say. And it was a really hard thing to do. Because even as of right now, as I had a chance to go and talk about like the traumatic situation I had with multiple female VTubers trying to silence me, and I'm not trying to milk this or once again kind of seem like a victim, I'd rather go and put the attention on actual real victims. And that's why I said I want to go maybe make a few more videos in this entire situation. Because right now, I have gotten a lot of, like, on all honesty, like, thank you. I've had attention. I was heard throughout this all. And that's not something I'm used to, and a lot of men aren't used to. But as well, there's a lot of people who've also missed the message, and that's why I'm kind of trying to go talk about it. Because throughout this, like, yes, people notice me. Like, I didn't get that many YouTube subscribers, and I'm not here to beg for YouTube subs. Like, that's not like what this whole entire thing was. But I only got like 200 YouTube subs throughout this entire experience. And I'm not complaining. If you guys ever want to see my future videos or content or my VTuber debut, I would love to have you guys here. But like, I'm trying to go and say, like, for the amount of 8 months, 9 months of my life that I've kind of gone through hell, or as well, all like the hate comments and judgment comments and like just everything. Like, I'm going to show some of these throughout the video. It was a hard situation to be a part of. Because I do want to reiterate over here, I was somewhat harassed. I would probably say, and people were saying, I was harassed to have to go and show this video and show all my trauma. And then as I also did that and was kind of forced to do it, I'll explain it all really quickly, hopefully. Then people were then also mocking me. And as of right now, some people, not many, I think most people who saw the situation, saw the videos understand, like I was just trying to speak up for men and be a part of the situation. Some people, and even some of Bao's fans, are harassing people who are critiquing her. And I never want anyone harassed ever, not once. Please don't. You can critique people, that's always fine, but always do it in a respectful, nice way, you know, like a nice manner. Do it right. Don't harass people, don't spam people, like, you know, if they're, you know, it is what it is. Because Bao messed up a few things in this whole situation, but she's not necessarily evil. I was still hurt by what happened, how the community kind of responded, and kind of how she never condemned all the actions. That's kind of like what most people were upset about, that she had many opportunities to condemn it as things were ongoing. Because if you guys don't know, throughout this entire situation, a minor, a 17-year-old VTuber and male like streamer was actually called out. Was calling out a overage, I think it was 24-year-old female VTuber who wanted to have a romantic relationship with them, found out that they were underage, did not care, and then as well kept on trying to pursue things in like the more advanced manners that I can't discuss on YouTube. So as I'm kind of getting a lot of attention from this whole situation, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on YouTube, whatever it might be, thank you guys for giving me a voice. I did want to try to reel it back as I have this momentary, I guess, showcase over here for you all to maybe make a video on that. Because the actual victim did want it to be shared about and talked about, and I think it's a very important subject, especially based on what's been ongoing these last few days. Because I don't want this to be about me. Now, this video is going to be about me a little bit because the video subject's slightly different. I mean, trying to say like, hey, how Bao apologized didn't really calm down the hate, and people are, once again, on her own fandom, harassing me, and it's kind of been like a World War III in the VTubing sphere. Now, I do not want to be a victim. The title or me talking about this might make me be like, oh, wow, Bao is horrible, oh, whatever. People cannot control what Bao said. People are not Bao. Like, if Bao herself was saying this stuff, it'd be, like, a lot worse, yes. But I just want to say, like, more so condemn the community of toxic people. People in Bao's community are not all toxic. I've seen some lovely people there. But also to kind of show that, like, man, it sucks. Like, people were calling me a clout chaser when I was forced to go and show everything that happened. I was being harassed by someone new to the situation to go and speak out about it. I'm not sure if I want to make a video on that or not, or if I should, or just let things kind of rest. Because I'll be honest with you guys, kind of putting this, all my traumas and everything in front of everyone has been a very hard situation. Because I'm trying to do everything right, you know? And I don't want to be seen as a victim. I don't want to cause more stuff. I just wanted my closure for what happened with me. And that's why I spoke out about it, because I felt like I had to, you know, both for the men out there in the community who are hurt, but as well because I was quite literally forced to, or like I said, we'll talk about that in a second. So just thank you. Thank you for everyone who was here, who listened to what I had to say. I'm trying to move on from it. I will probably make more videos. I think at the end of this time, I'm going to probably make maybe 2 or 3 more videos, and you guys might be groaning, but it's in regards to showcasing of very important things, you know, showing like how the community did go and get rid of a literal groomer, you know, and I think that's a good thing at the end of the day. Like, we don't want women out there that are prying on men. So I want to focus more on that. I want to focus more on the real victims. And throughout this video, I'll talk about me, but that's more to clear up the air and explain the situation. Moving on forwards, I might do some drama videos. I might go and discuss stuff, but I would really like to take a break, I think. Like at least give myself like a few days to just kind of self-reflect. Because as you guys know, I did call out like a pretty traumatic for me. It was really hard for me experience. And there's been lingering effects from that. I'm having people like calling me, like I said, a clout chaser for being hurt. And that's very small. Like, that's just Twitter. That's just YouTube comments. It's like, I've had like 99% people that like, or like actually saying very nice things to me. Many people in private, my friends, colleagues, women, everyone. Like, it's been very meaningful for me. And all of you guys in the comments, thank you. Thank you very much. Like, truly, truly, thank you. Like, that's the message. Like, it's not here to get Twitch followers or YouTube subs or like Twitter clout. It's to be like, hey, like, there was issues that were ongoing. We need to talk about it. And I almost had to be my own sacrificial martyr for it. So let me explain that really quickly. I know this has been a lot these past few days. Let me go and talk to the Bao drama afterwards. This is all kind of related. So because of this, and if you guys don't know what happened in my case and story, I was just engaging with people. That's always your first mistake on Twitter. And I was trying to do like some of these little like random like video dramas, whatever, that type of stuff too. Because I covered the news and I discussed this all for Bao, you know, over here on this video where I was like, oh, Bao is getting quote unquote canceled. But we never really kind of thought Bao was that much of an issue because we kind of knew that she was like, you know, like whatever. She's just doing her own stuff. Like, she's just maybe misspoke, whatever. So then that kind of spiraled out of control and it got worse. And the entire time I never thought what she said was like the world's worst thing. Trying to say, hey, just protect yourself against male creators. But a lot of people are trying to say it was bad to generalize against men. So what happened with that is that she quadrupled down many different times, like really quickly. And it got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And she never gave a proper apology. And people were also upset too after this all because she made this tweet about Skeb. And she said, I'm very sorry for the stir it caused. It was not my cup of tea, can still be yours, but I should still be more aware of my influence, and that's no excuse. No matter my issues, art is meant to be human, and I'd rather deal with a few hiccups than resort to AI. And like, this is what people are kind of sad about, because she made this kind of really nice follow-up tweet where she literally said the same exact thing about her conversation with men, saying, I'm very sorry for the stir my comments about men caused. You know, I may not be familiar with most men, but if you are, I should be aware of my influence. There's no excuse, you know, and it's no matter the issues, men are also human too, and I'd rather everyone be happy. You know, like, I just did it off the top of my head, and people would have been cool with that. Every single male VTuber who was engaged in this stuff was like, yeah, just give like a quick statement. We're happy, we're cool. But she kept on doubling down, tripling down, etc. Now, throughout the entire process and experience, this is what I'm trying to say, like, I'm not like trying to push clout or try to like bring down Bao. I think Bao right now needs some time for herself to like relax, to kind of decompress. Same with me. Like, I just had to go and expose my trauma in front of like 1 million people plus, or at least like they're aware of it. That kind of goes back to the whole Bao thing in a second, because if you guys missed this, this was my tweet. People didn't know this was me. Like I was literally in a call with VTubers that were kind of just like yapping, like some people are asking about it. I didn't want to gossip too much. I was just trying to be like, yeah, this was just like a crazy situation. I don't know, you know, like I don't know. But like this was my tweet. Like it has over 1 million views, like 12,000 favorites, a lot of people discussing and talking about it all. And there was a lot of support from pretty much everyone who was like, hey, like we just, you know, we believe in you. Like just, it sucks. Like we our heart's out for you. And that's why it sucked, because a lot of people were assuming, I've had many people in the sphere go and say that Bao probably only made her kind of half-assed apology, that she didn't even say sorry in the first place, because of corporate pressure from, like, say, maybe gamer subs or other various companies she might be working with, managers, whatever, to apologize, because realistically, there is a tweet saying that Bao was mocking people, you know? Like, this was after, like, the 8th double down, like, calling men Harvey Weinstein, people everywhere were being like, hey, Bao, like, just chill, just relax. I even made a tweet to her, and this kind of seems pick me, yes, but I was just really, like, it was, like, this was, like, right before I was being forced to go and call out my trauma, okay? Like, this was on the 31st. And I'm like, Bao, like, it had good favorites. This was a response to Bao. It had, like, 20,000 views. People were liking it. And I was like, it's like, you know, I'm like, probably like, as, you know, women are abused. Everyone hurts, you know, etc. But like, please, can you just like make a comment, you know, just to calm this on out? Because I was getting hated on, like, at this point in this video. So I'm trying to explain like why I wasn't like a clout chaser for this all. Like I didn't really even get that many subs from this all. Like I mean, I barely got Twitter followers. It's not about the followers. It was about the message, you know. And the people were missing the message that men can be abused too. Like I said, there was like a 17-year-old that was being groomed in the mix of this all, and the people lost that. Like people didn't see that. I want to bring attention to that because that's bad in this VTubing sphere, greater sphere. And also my own message. People are misconstruing what happened to me. So basically all these things happened with Bao, and she kept on quadrupling down. And as this was ongoing, I was being harassed by another creator who randomly was like making fun of men, making fun of me. And then essentially I started saying like, hey, no, like I've had to deal with this stuff. It's been horrible. Like it was really traumatic with my life, and it broke me. Like it was really hard. It's hard to talk about. And that was the big topic in this whole video, is that it's hard to talk about male abuse. Because you'd go and talk about it and people make fun of you. And people were doing that. I could even show examples throughout these last few days. And that's why a lot of people are still sad about the Bao's apology. Because she never really addressed the big issue, which was that people were actively being abused. If I want to use myself as a martyr, please don't see me as a victim. I'm not trying to, you know, be like, oh, I'm such a wimble person, you know, whatever. It sucked. Like, this really hurt. Like, whenever I was done making these videos, I was so emotionally charged. And even now, like, I need a break. Like, I'll make, like I said, the last few videos over here because I think I can. But, like, I need, like, a break. I need to get off the internet a little bit. Like, no streaming, no YouTubing, just with my friends and go outside and get some dinners and chill, which is what I kind of think Bao should do as well. Because I don't think Bao is evil. I'm not a fan of how she did stuff, but I don't think she deserves people to be scorning her and, like, yelling at her. And this is from me, who I'm like, didn't like her apology. It didn't take any accountability, like everything. Like it really sucked. But I just wanted her and most men to kind of do exactly what she did with her Skeb comment. Basically just say, hey, like, men can be abused too. And then, like, we should make everyone happy and be like, try to work against the freaks together. That's all people really wanted, basically just this. But, like, you know, if she could do better, that's all that matters. Even in her big apology tweet, she never even acknowledged a lot of the stuff was when it came to men, when it came to all these issues, like, etc. It was kind of just her, like, you know, being like, hey, like, we agree with your points you're trying to make, but the way you expressed them came across poorly. I'm like, yeah, I would agree. Like, I always agree with her the entire time. Instead of taking feedback on the board, which was ongoing for like 12 days straight. Like this was a long thing. Like, I think Bao should have a little bit of accountability on it all. She shouldn't be scorned. She shouldn't have her life ruined, etc. But I'm going to show you guys even more, because people are harassing me and like saying crazy stuff to people critiquing Bao. Like, people who are critiquing Bao in this place, her like fans, quote unquote. I don't think Bao can, like, I think she would probably condemn this, I would hope, but we've never seen her do it. Like, even for the men's stuff, she never did it. So this is why, like, people are like a little bit skeptical on Bao. I don't think Bao should be destroyed or anything, but I do feel kind of still cited. Her apology tweet had to be edited on in, and it didn't feel like a sincere apology. Because what she said, it didn't seem like she just talked about how, like, she has been poisoned, which my heart goes out to her. Like, I want her to, like, heal. I want her to be healthy. Like, I don't mind. Like, I understand. I've been there myself. I've been here the last 8 months. Who am I to judge? You know, I get it. I also have had a lot of people critiquing me. This video is about me critiquing people. Or people critiquing me. Like, people are hating on me for no reason. So that's why it's a double whammy. Because it's hard for me to have sympathy for Bao because she never condemned what happened to all of the men. Like, she'd even address the fact that, like, minors were being abused. That I myself technically was abused. I don't want to be seen as an abused guy, but, like, it kind of happened. VTubers, the same person, used Bao's words for me. She literally said Bao never said that, like, etc. Like, she was quite literally using Bao's words and then was quote tweeting me. And then on my main YouTube account, like my proper actual, like, my little cheesy gaming one I do just for fun too as well over here. Like, I'm just making, like, PlayStation videos and little updates and stuff, you know? Like, I was getting hate on this channel because they thought I was lying about my abuse. Like, it really sucked. So then because of this, and because of Bao just never disowning everything, that was like the big problem. Like, I saw this firsthand. Like, people, and even now people are more so discussing, like, the Bao situation and, like, Skeb or whatever, when in theory there was literally a minor that was abused on VTube, like, this VTubing world this week that came out. And then Bao never said anything, and many other content creators never say anything. But she gave a bigger apology for Skeb of all things because it seemed like it affected her bottom line more. And as I also mentioned too, many people were saying, and in their guess, that Bao only ever responded to this, like, kind of somewhat apology because this tweet, my tweet, like, people, like, I was in conversations with people who were mentioning this tweet saying, hey, you see that crazy call out against Bao today, like earlier on today? And these are, like, just new people. I was just, like, my friends of friends, etc. Because I've been in, like, 5 different calls these past few days. And people didn't even know this was me. Like, I was speaking to these people and I'm like, yeah, that was, like, a really hard situation to deal with. And they're like, wait, what do you mean? What do you mean it was hard? I'm like, that's me. And they're like, oh my God, that was literally you. I didn't even notice. Like, they just saw this tweet. So that was, like, also crazy because then people were basically assuming and saying my own words to me this past week. Like, I'd make a comment and someone unironically linked my own video to myself to disprove me. Like, I don't think you guys have understand the amount of bonkers stuff I've seen, which we're going to show in a second. So this is why it kind of sucked for Bao's, like, apology and what she said and statements, because she never really addressed all of this and me. I've gotten hate from this all. Like, I've literally had people, and I can show you guys some of this now over here. And once again, I'm not trying to be too much of a victim. Like, I've been on the internet for a long time. It's fine. And I think the overall big picture is more about focusing on the victims. Like, I don't want to be seen as a victim. I want to use my voice to showcase up that there are other victims out there in here. And I do want to say that Bao should not be scorned. Like, she shouldn't be harassed. No one should be harassing Bao at all. But I want to say, like, I will accept Bao's apology that she added on into her tweet with this whole situation, like, once she kind of proves it. Like, I want her to prove it by her actions, not by her just saying, like, sorry that never even took the accountability and wasn't even included in the first place. But, like, we don't have to harp on that too much. Like, that's why I'm kind of trying to move on from this overall situation when it comes to the whole Bao stuff. Like, bygones be bygones. I think a lot of people, the whole overall community feels better about it. Men are more comfortable speaking out. And that's, like, the big picture of it all. You know, I think that's what really truly mattered, that victims are being heard and that the overall, I think, sphere is kind of healing. Like, the accountability factor for bigger people is moving up. But remember, accountability is not the same as harassment. So I do want to kind of condemn some of the stuff that's ongoing to Bao, and hopefully to me. Like, hopefully, like, people don't hate me. Like, I'm not, like, trying to be a clout chaser. This was my real life trauma I had to go through. It really was hard. It really was a hard thing. It was just hard. And there's a lot more to the story. Like, there's other people that are involved I don't want to talk about, and I never probably will. Like, I don't want to have this be like, oh, I can't wait to debate this drama. I'd rather just move on. You know, I got my closure many months ago. My life's going really good. I'm happy where I'm at. And I might do a few gossip videos here and there, but this was a hard one. Like, I was covering the Miskiv situation. I was covering my own situation. And this was like 3 things all at once. Having to deal with the general gist of, like, male, like, harassment and abuse, and then also my own abuse that was forced into me by another content creator, which this still is horrible. That's the issue. Like, I was quite literally forced into being, like, I had to explain it because people were harassing me. I was getting harassed by people using Bao's words to go and, like, basically just harass me. And I'm someone who I've said many times, like, I can handle a lot But this was a lot. Like, this was like, I was spurred up to the random moment of like millions of people seeing my trauma, making YouTube videos on this. I made like 50-minute long, an hour long video, bro. This is crazy. And I'm taking everything in stride because I've had a lot of friends with me, but I need a break. I need a little bit of break from this all. It was a lot. I just didn't want to, I don't know, I just didn't want to like overly do it. So I'm kind of like, this is probably the big last comment over here from the whole Bao situation, is that it sucked because Bao just never condemned it. And because she never condemned it, there was a minor that was involved who had to like, this whole situation was involved with people invalidating it and hurting it. My situation was being harassed. And even now I'm having people that are like harassing me, not much, like not that much, but people like didn't see the full picture, full story, and then didn't realize that this was actually a lot worse. And why for even like people who know everything that happened with me are kind of holding Bao to a way higher standard. Because right now a lot of people are blindly protecting Bao, and I don't think she deserves a blind protection. Like, she doesn't have to be coddled. She's a grown woman. She's a grown content creator. She's a multi-millionaire. She should be way better at this, and she should know that her sphere of influence does go a very far away. Now, as I've even mentioned too as well, when it comes to her own sphere of influence, she mentioned this. Like, she unironically quite literally mentioned this in one of her own comments about Skeb. You know, that's the thing that sucks. When she mentioned Skeb herself, she literally said, hey, I should be aware of my sphere of influence and there's no excuse. Like, this was what everyone was calling her out about. And because of this and her never apologizing, I'm still getting hate. Now, once again, I've had so much more love. I've had so many people supporting me to the point where me complaining about hate is almost obnoxious. But it still sucks. But we're also seeing other people in the overall community also being harassed. Now, many people have had normal takes, being like, this was just a big chain of events for, say, Bao, and it led to her having this horrible statement of, you know, hey, like, your engagement is my money, ha ha ha. Like, that was not good. That's why I think a lot of people were saying, after I quoted her on that, talk about the abuse thing that came out during this all, mind you, during this all, and it sucked, you know, it was a bad thing. But anyway, most people are saying it was just a chain of events and it happened. Like, we don't have to scorn her. She can move on. She can prove herself. It's okay. You know, like, it's okay. Like, I don't have any bad blood against her. I don't hate Bao. Like, whatever. She's just whatever. But also, some people are kind of to hold her like a bigger standard, saying a child doing bad things doesn't make them a bad child, but keep letting them do bad things and they'll grow into a bad person. She was baby for too long and she thinks she's not wrong. And that's kind of what I kind of agree on. Like, from what I've seen, a lot of people put these VTubers in very high regards. And like, I think that's a good thing. You should respect the creators you like and the communities you're a part of. But not to the point where you can't hold them accountable, but also still like them, you know? And a lot of them saying like, hopefully, like, you know, she can find friends and have a good mental reset. And I agree. Like, we don't have to fight fire with fire, but it does suck that I was getting hurt. You know, it stinks. And also, we've even seen this too as well with another big content creator, Shondo, saying, hi everyone, this is Fallen Shadow. I'm safe because she had her own medical issue. I'm glad she's doing better. But she had a like apology, like she called someone a groomer for no reason when they were defending Bao, which also there was a real female groomer. There was a real female groomer in this community that was happening, and I want to cover that. That's why I want to make a few more videos. I need to take a break, but I think it's worth it for the time to do it with what we have right this second. So thank you guys for listening. And they had a horrible, like, you know, attack, and they had no, like, they weren't sleeping good, and they basically had some issues. So they gave us a sincere and actual apology to everyone in this situation, which I think is awesome. Like, this is great. The person who they were attacked was forgiven, and this is how I wish that Bao would kind of address this stuff in her own way. You know, just say sorry, calm down. You know, if anyone's hating on people, relax. Because right now as well, and this is kind of like the big topic of the video / like the hook liner for it all, is that we're also seeing people that are completely harassing folks on behalf of Bao. Not only to me, who are either calling me clout chasing for my own trauma, which was the whole reason why I even had to explain it all, because a VTuber said, hey, I think you're clout chasing, hey, I think you're lying, and I had to prove it all because people started harassing my own, like, people were harassing my own account. Like my own actual YouTube that has nothing to do with this. It's just doing family-friendly gaming stuff, like whatever. This I can understand if you critique it on, but like they were harassing my normal like content. Like I was getting disliked by it and people sending hate messages to me and I don't even know why. Like it sucks. Like why? So that's what sucks. Like that was the kind of the big deal. And because Bao never disowned it, that was overall what happened. I think most people got it now, and it was a bad situation. I had to come on camera and talk about my abuse. Like it sucked. And then people were making fun of me, but it's like just being a man. I guess that's what happens. I was trying to speak out against it, but I kind of learned firsthand, being a man, people listen. I did have a lot of people that I listen. I never want to take that away. But a lot of people now are just infighting about like stupid stuff. Like there's comments out here being like, hey, pyro pups, leave Bao alone from people critiquing Bao or discussing Bao. And there's people on both ends that are going too far. I guess that's just the fandom. Who knows? It's not a good look for VTubers as a whole, but. And like, we're like, you're a can't even respond back. You dumb hope you and all them get and like even crazier, more unhinged stuff as well down here. Like, hey, like, say that to my face. Stop even posting this. Oh, you're crazy. Like, these are just crazy people on Twitter. But like, this has been everywhere, and even to me. Like, I've whenever someone is this unhinged and they say crazy stuff to me, I just move on. I'm like, whatever. How am I this rent free in your head, like, bro? And especially because I was talking about like how I was abused and people were making fun of me for that, which once again is the issue with being a man. As I was sitting over here online, having to, in real time, this was all a real time thing, explain my abuse situation, which is still technically ongoing. I just don't care anymore. I moved on. Like, they can do whatever they want to do on their own. I'm like, I'll never talk to them ever again. I'm cool with it. But like, you know, it sucks. Like, it's just like a sucky thing that happened to me. And then people were calling me out for clout. Like, over here. Like, what's the point of all these dramas that I was like, bring this stuff on up? First Cinder, now Bao. What the hell? Go play Elden Ring and vent your frustrations there, not on your fellow creators. It's bad enough that politicians and their brainiacs on commentary channels are fighting amongst themselves. Like, it sucks that I made commentary videos for a few days, but all I ever did was just make fun of Miskif and say he sucked. So that's why when Bao was like, men are freaks, and like, she never said that verbatim, but like, she's like making these comments about men, I was like, that sucks. Like, I'm over here trying to protect women. Like, all my women friends are awesome. So anyway, like I said, thank you guys all for even watching these videos. A lot of people on YouTube kind of like, we're just like, why we're here. But like, yeah, people were like calling me out for being a cloud chaser, and I had to go and like, I was forced into doing this. I was quite literally harassed by another content creator, female VTuber, and was calling me out and harassing me using Bao's words, and that's why it escalated on up. And that was the thing I was trying to preach out against since day one. Day one, I was saying that men are very afraid to speak out, because I myself had to, like, knew, like, I was trying to be silenced by many people. This is like 9 VTubers at this point. Like, the story I told is not even half of it, but I don't want to tell the whole story because I just want to move on, because I have a good life and good friends. And like, if people want to stew on it all or hate on me and the low key, I really wish you wouldn't. Like, please don't, like, move on yourself. I forgive everyone. Like, we're all good. I love y'all. But like, it sucks because then I'm going to be afraid in the future to ever bring stuff out. And I'm going to be afraid in the future to, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't want to be living in like hiding. I just want to be me and make fun content that people would enjoy. And that's why it kind of sucked, because I was, like I said, I was hidden away in private. I was trying to resolve all this trauma. And as well, that's how I was such an advocate for it all, because I was seeing this one minor kid get harassed and no one cared. I was seeing this like actual, like, and I want to talk about that like maybe tomorrow. And then my own self was my own, like, I was almost like a sacrificial martyr to be like, hey, like, this is literally ongoing as we speak. And then still no one cared. I was getting made fun of. Like, people were making fun of me, and like, even on my YouTube video and stuff, people were making fun of me. It sucked. Now, once again, most people supported me. Most people did. And that's awesome. Like, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. But not because not every man has that. But it sucks because even now, as Bao never gave a proper apology on this all, there are still people that are thinking I roped this on in for my own, like, my own gain. I didn't even have ads on some of these videos. Like, I didn't even make money. I should have been making money. I should have been like doing this on Twitch, trying to get some gift subs or something. I messed up. I'm obviously joking about this because it's my own trauma. This was very hurtful. Like, I don't think I would have been able to do it. Whenever I made these videos, like, this was on me for a long time. It was a very hurtful thing. It really, really hurt. And it was really hard to talk about. But I think in retrospect, I'm happy I did, for all the men out there who need to hear it. And that's why it sucks for the whole Bao thing, because these things, like, there's so much back and forth. I can show you so many things. Like, so many comments of people online that are calling people out and being mean and etc. And I think the biggest issue is even people on my own tweets were like, hey, you know, like, it's okay if you take things personal. Like, you don't fully accept Bao. You're apprehensive on it all. Because if you're abused too, like, and people are like condemning her. But they're also saying like they looked up to Bao. But you know, she didn't have an apology. She didn't do a good edit. It was a slap in the face. And a lot of people were saying it's because of my post that I made. So that's why I'm a little bit more personally hurt on this all. Because I had many people go and say that, yep, that was probably, like, people were probably going on Slack and doing, like, you gotta respond to this now, and she just never even said sorry. Because this happened the same day she apologized, like, a little bit later. Because, I mean, this was literally a post with millions of views and all the other stuff about her basically mocking victims of her saying, like, ha ha ha, like, I got money.
Engagement farming. Thank you very much. Here we go again. Come on.
Like, her saying this is all engagement farming and she's getting attention, which makes her more money. And then obviously mocking all the victims. And no one even was really talking about the 17-year-old. That happened this entire week. that's why the Shondo situation was bad, because people were talking about how she called someone a groomer, not actually condemning the real groomer. But she apologized, so she's good. Bao never did. So I don't hate Bao. I don't think she deserves hate. I did think she deserves critique, though, and I don't think she deserves like blind acceptance, because this was my trauma and other men's trauma, and like she just did things wrong. But it's okay to do things wrong and then grow over time. It's okay to do things differently. It's okay to be someone who messes up, but you learn from the mistakes. And it's also okay to grow. And I think Bao should be given that opportunity. Like, I don't think she should be scorned. I don't think, and this is coming from me, who got really hurt by all the things she did, because I was begging and pleading for her to, like, listen, to be here for men that when we needed it. But a lot of other women stepped up, and my own personal friends also stepped up, and I had a chance to go and share my very somewhat hard story, and a lot of people appreciated what I had to say and how I did it. And I think that's really, truly what mattered. The men out there who are hurt, the women out there who are hurt, and all the victims who have to deal with this stuff. I don't want to be known as a victim, but like, people were saying I was. Like, a lot of my friends were saying, that was pretty bad, dude. Everything that happened to you, it makes sense. And I didn't stream for like 9 months. So my life did kind of get ruined, I'll be honest. But like, I think I also learned a lot from the entire situation. I think I'm almost ready to close this chapter and kind of finally get back on what I want to do. Like, whether it's making more fun YouTube videos after a little break, or whether it's like, me just doing my VTuber debut. Like, I'm ready for it. I'm excited for it. But it sucked when people were making fun of me and saying I was doing this for clout or attention, which is the whole, once again, the reason why I even had to respond to it, because I was harassed by another VTuber throughout the mix of me saying I was being abused. And they're basically like, haha, prove it, loser. And then I did, and then nothing happened. Like, it sucked. Like, no one cares. Like, that was horrible. People are still just fighting about Bao and everything else, which, fair. I think Bao did mess up a lot, and she did not help at all. But I don't think it's the end of the world. I don't like, I get it. It's hard for her to, I get it. I just get it. I get it. And that doesn't excuse people from going back and forth and fighting everywhere. But I do think the big issue is on the victims, and people are kind of losing sight on that. Not from me. But once again, for like this poor kid who got harassed throughout this all, and no one kind of cared, and they wanted to tell the story. So it sucks. Being a man is hard. Like, we saw throughout this entire week that there was just a big case study of like, I was trying to scream from the hills and beg for women to listen in the mix of all this crazy kind of petty fighting, and how women were just abusing men at the start. I keep on using the word abusing because I said it. They were harassing men and basically saying men were losers, freaks, no one likes men. And people were like, why? And then Bao made her comment, and it got even worse. And then she kind of kept on tripling down, and people were screaming at Bao to be like, please get off the high horse and understand there's real victims out here. And then even when she did her quote unquote apology, it never really went anywhere. And I think that's what people were sad about. So I do just hope that in the future she does better. I never did this for clout. A lot of my videos had no ads. I barely got subs or YouTube views off it or whatever. I made like $50, if even that, in total from all the other videos. It wasn't that much money at all. And I would never, ever want to just trade like $50 for all the trauma I had to go through. Like, it's just not worth it. Trust me on this all. So I'm sorry if I ever came off like a clout chaser. I'm sorry if whatever, I don't know. This was a crazy situation, and I think this is probably the best case for us to end it all, because there was a lot of hate on Bao. I don't think she deserves as much as she's getting. I do think there is accountability that should be happening, but I just don't want to see everyone both babying Bao, because she did mess up, but as well also harassing her as much as I've been seeing. And also hopefully stop harassing me. It's been very light, so it's probably going to taper off in a day or so. It's probably just internet trolls or it's whatever. But I do think my situation sucked. I was forced to go and talk about my own overall trauma due to how Bao just never really kind of doubled stuff down, but she'd do it for other stuff. And it sucked that it kind of seemed like she was mocking my abuse. And I just kind of wish she would do a proper apology and take accountability. But maybe she can do better in the future. And we'll just have to see her actions and see what she does. So I don't hate Bao. I hope people don't keep on hating on her. This last few days on Twitter have been it's been nuts. And I just want to move on. So I'm going to try to move on myself and kind of stop doing this. Like I said, I might have like 2 or 3 more videos total to kind of wrap this on up or finish this up. I don't want to be making another 15 Bao videos. It's just stupid. So I appreciate everyone for listening. I appreciate everyone who listened to my story. I appreciate everyone who just cared. Anyone who has to deal with their own trauma, man or woman, I hope and wish you the best. I'd give you the biggest hug, and I hope your story will always be respected and heard when you have to say it. Being a man and saying this stuff is hard, as we showed throughout this past week, because throughout my own trauma, I was minimized, made fun of, mocked, and even afterwards, even today, I'm still being harassed for it all. But I've been seeing so much more love and positivity than I would ever expect, and I think that makes it all worthwhile at the end of the day. So thank you guys all for this whole week. Thank you everyone for listening. I'm finally gonna get my closure in the next 1 or 2 days and take a step off the internet and fully kind of process what's happened. I've had a lot of friends reach out to me, a lot of good conversations, and a lot of time offline to figure this out. And I can't wait to just show my debut in the future and just be hopefully a good person. So I love you guys all. I appreciate everyone here for listening. I think at the end of the day, for me, it still sucked. I'm still hurt, but I think it's time for me to move on. And sorry for kind of wrapping in bow for all this whole situation. It's not the biggest deal, hopefully, but it was all for my own case because of Bao's words that she never condemned. So I do have to hold her accountable for that, but I do appreciate the apology from Bao. That's it for me. We'll have more normal videos hopefully soon. And yeah, that's about it. If you guys want to sub, you guys can. If not, no worries. And I'll talk to you guys all soon.